My name is Genevieve Bailey. I'm a filmmaker, amongst other things, being a human and a friend and crazily obsessed with all my many loves around the world, and I live in Brunswick in Melbourne. Recently, in particular, having made a film about children around the world, it's made me reflect on my childhood and how that's influenced my life and how all of our upbringings influence our lives. And I think I've come to the conclusion that I'm pretty damn lucky to have had the upbringing and childhood that I did. And I also think I have this quiet confidence about me and this self-belief in jumping into things head first and not worrying too much about how hard it's going to be or how long it's going to take. Back in 2005, I was working at a major newspaper and I'd made lots of short films, but I wanted to give myself the challenge of making a feature-length project. And I was so conscious of how much bad news we see in the media all day, every day. And I just think so much of what we see on television and film is really negative and violent and not inspiring, if you ask me. So I thought I'd love to make something that's really positive and energetic and that will inspire me, but also hopefully make audiences happy as well. So I thought back to my favourite age in life, and that was when I was 11. I loved being 11, and I thought, well, I was really on top of the world back then, and I wonder if kids today are still going through that special time that I remember it to be.
I wanted to ask you, wanted to see what you would do.
I think my dad passing away when I was 22 has had a really big influence on me as a person and for my work. He was only 56, which was very young, and he was very sick, and I saw him in so much pain, and I thought, wow, I just want to continue to follow my dreams and get things done now, and there shouldn't be things in my way, and if there are hurdles, I'll just jump over them. And yeah, when I was 11, I had heaps of time with my dad. He was actually made redundant that year, and I probably didn't really know what that meant at the time, other than the fact that he was home all the time. And I look back and I'm really glad that he was made redundant that year, because he would sew sequins on my dancing costumes and take me to basketball, and I had so much time with Dad when I was 11. So to have 11 years later, you know, to have my hand on his heart when he passed away was such a huge thing for me. But I like to try and think that I make a positive move forward in, like I said, getting things done now and not putting them off till I'm much older, because I don't assume that we all are going to live long, healthy lives, because unfortunately not everyone does. So my partner Henrik, who's my partner in life as well as work, normally I joke that there's less than an hour a day where we're more than like 10 meters away from each other, and we live together and we travel together, and yeah, it is a very unique relationship. It's actually one that was formed when I was away making the film. Little did he know he would move out to Australia. So Henrik's from Sweden, and I think we complement each other really well. We have different skills and quite different personalities, but we just have so much fun together. It's really easy to fall into the trap of complaining about how hard it is to make art, but really I consider myself super lucky. I definitely have times where I get down, and I think that it's really easy as a filmmaker or as an artist in a country like Australia to complain about how hard it is to get funding and how hard it is to create our work, but at the same time I can walk to the kitchen and get a glass of water that's clean and drink it and then get back to my computer or do whatever I want to do. And I think there's people around the world who need to travel several kilometres to get clean water. To sit around and complain about how hard it is to make art is actually quite ugly. So I try and make sure I'm always someone who works hard in whatever way I can to provide for myself to create my work without relying on someone else to pay for me to make my art. You know, our films are like our babies. You spend years creating them and then you send them off into the world and, you know, hope that they go willingly and happily into their, you know, their new spaces and meet new audiences. And I think that's definitely what's happened with I Am 11. I made it over 6 years and spent the last year distributing it, so it's 7 years since the idea was just a little sparkle in my mind.
I wanted to ask you,
If you want to show us your support, subscribe to the Being Here YouTube channel. It actually makes a big difference for us. Thanks.